What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for March 11th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Going to be a quick one today as we are flying out this morning back home. We'll be back in the home studio tomorrow, but it is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for a little positivity / motivation. And today we're going to go back to our old pal, Mark Manson. And I've been sitting on this one for a while, but I like it, and it does tie in with a lot of the things we've talked about over the past couple months. But the quote is, people will criticize you for your successes. People will criticize you for your failures. They will criticize you for acting. They will criticize you for not acting. F the haters and just do the thing. And I think this one is really just self-explanatory, but haters are going to hate. Like the meme, they're just going to hate no matter what you do. You're going to have people out there who are like, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. But really, do your thing. Block out the negativity. Cut off some dead weight if you have to. We've talked about that before, but just go out there, ignore the people who are saying you can't do something, whether it's a new job, a new hobby, something at work. Just block it out, move on, and you will be fine. So people will always criticize you for everything you do. F them. Go out, do the thing, and be good. And that comes from our old pal, Mark Manson. And that is today's Tuesday positivity / motivation. Hopefully you can take that into your week as you go. And just like I said, don't worry about what everybody thinks. Just go out and do your thing. All right, some quick housekeeping notes. First, be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok. On Instagram, @PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. Continue to spread the word. Lots of good things coming up on the horizon. So all the word of mouth, all of that does help. Be sure to check out my friends over at the onpattison.com site. Lots of great Philly sports coverage, specifically Phillies and Eagles free agent, which we have a lot of news to get to today. The daily email newsletter delivered right to your inbox. We're featured in there a couple times a week. Go check them out. Good dudes over there, so check them out. And then the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame ballot is out. Still not too late for you to get your voice heard and have a chance to win those 2 free VIP tickets to the ceremony in November. Just follow the link in the description, fill out your ballot, and if it most closely resembles the actual induction class, you will win those 2 free VIP tickets to live casino for the ceremony in November. It's shaping up to be a good class. Looking forward to hanging out and meeting some of the new inductees. So be there. Have your chance to win those tickets, fill out your ballot, and if it most closely resembles the actual ballot, you will win those tickets. All right, Flyers back in action today against the Senators, trying to get off the schneid as they're trying to just, figure out their way. Not really sure what that way is yet, but hopefully they can get back off of the schneid. Sixers did lose last night, 132 to 123. It's a good thing. Back right there in the mix for that 6th seed again. I just really hope they just tank it. It's starting to get stressful because it's going to come down to the wire, and then hopefully they get lucky with the ping pong balls or whatever weird metric that the NBA does use to figure it out. But the Big Five. All the conference tournaments start today. We've been doing the Big Five's Women's Hall of Fame, but for the men, all of the tournaments get underway, the A10, the AAC, and the Big East, as it does appear that the only way our teams are going to have a chance to make the tournament is to win. It's not looking good for Nova. Hopefully maybe Temple can make a run, St. Joe's, but it's going to be a tough road for our Big Five teams. All right, let's start with a recap of yesterday's question today. I asked you, on the eve of legal tampering, if you were Howie Roseman, would you extend Dallas Goedert? And everybody seemed pretty split on this. 56% of you said yes. Lots of folks saying depending on what the length and the terms of the contract are. So a lot of people said leave it up to Jalen. Obviously, we want him to be as comfortable as possible, especially with a new offensive coordinator. I still think it's time to move on. But thank you to everybody, as always, for participating in the question of the day. We will have another one here later in the show. All right, so sorry, the mic is all messed up today, so I do apologize for the sound. But Josh Sweat is gone. Isaiah Rodgers is gone. Milton Williams is gone. And in a shocking move, I think you could call this, Darius Slay did not go to Detroit, did not re-sign with the Eagles. He's going to Pittsburgh. Did not see that one coming. Well, I mean, just as well, I guess, with all the stuff that's happening. But I didn't expect all four of those guys to go so fast. Mekhi Becton's still out there. I don't know if that means the Eagles are looking to kind of re-sign him. But it is an interesting dynamic watching the other teams make these splashy moves, knowing that the Eagles don't necessarily have a lot of big holes. And this is really playing out the way I thought it was going to, with Howie kind of sitting back and letting all of the other cards kind of fall. And then he jumps in and does something. I'm hoping to hear some Mekhi Becton news. I don't know if Howie told him to go out and see what he can get. But we'll see what happens. It's not even officially free agents yet. It's just the legal tampering. So we'll see what happens. But those four guys are gone. And we'll see. Like I said, it is very interesting to see what these teams are doing. And specifically Washington, they made the trade for Laramie Tunsil. I don't know if that was sort of a direct response to the NFC Championship game and the way the Eagles did it to them, but we'll see. But that is our free agent tracker and news for right now. A lot of good conversations, though, on Eagles Twitter, sort of about people complaining and feeling entitled. And I think it goes back to the whole new Philly versus old Philly thing. And I think there is a generation of Philly fans in general who are somewhat entitled because of not having to deal with things that people my age have gone through. I don't think you can be of a certain age and feel entitled as a Philly fan because we've had to deal with all that. But that does lead to today's question of the day. Do we feel entitled as Philly fans? 267-495-8531. That'll get you in. I don't think so. I don't think as a fan base we're there yet. Give me a few more championships and embrace the success and all of that. I think we could get to that point where we're like a Boston, but I don't think we're there yet. But what do you think? Are we entitled as Philly fans? 267-495-8531. That'll get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. Phillies looked good again yesterday. Stott, Marsh, and Bohm each looked good, and they were really the only regulars that played. Cody Clemens making a strong case to take that final bench spot. I'm ready for the season. It's getting to the point now where I'm like, I'm ready. So we'll have more on the Phillies tomorrow. Today we're going to do in honor of the conference tournament starting. Big Five medley today, I guess you could call it. And it was a big day in Big Five history. First, we're going to go back to the year 2000. The number 6 Temple Owls beat St. Bonaventure to win their first Atlantic 10 tournament in 10 years. They jumped out to a 23-2 lead 12 minutes into the game and coasted to an easy victory. That was the year that they went and got the 2 seed, Final Four favorites, and ended up unfortunately getting knocked out by Seton Hall. Then 4 years later, it was a different vibe in the A-10 tournament as St. Joe's had a very different experience than what Temple did. They were the number 1 team in the country and unbeaten heading into the tournament, and they got steamrolled by the Xavier Musketeers in the quarterfinals, 87-67, and it wasn't even that close of a game. They still went on to earn that number 1 seed and go on that magical Elite 8 run, though. And then in 2017, Villanova knocked off Creighton 74-60 to win the Big East tournament and clinch the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. Unfortunately, they would lose to Wisconsin in the second round, but the following year was when they put it all together and won the national championship. So it was a big day in Big Five history. Temple winning the A10 back in 2000. St. Joe's getting steamrolled out of the tournament in the quarterfinals back in 2004. And then the 2017 Villanova Wildcats won the Big East and the number 1 seed in the tournament before getting knocked out by Wisconsin. So therefore, it wasn't the best for St. Joe's, but they did, like I said, get that number 1 seed and go all the way to the Elite Eight. So Big Five, March Madness, baby. It's time. It's one of my favorite times of the year, so I'm looking forward to it. Just wish our teams were slightly better and a little bit more competitive heading into it. And then finally today, going to the women, our Big Five Women's Hall of Fame spotlight is on one of the best to ever do it, Candice Dupree from Temple. She is a Tampa native, right around the corner from where I am now. She played for the Owls from 2002 to 2006. One of the most decorated players in Temple history, one of the most decorated players in Big Five history. She's only the second woman to have her jersey retired at the Liacouras Center, joining Marilyn Stevens. Candice is number 4. If you go to the Liacouras Center, it does hang in the rafters. When she graduated Temple, she was the all-time leading scorer. She's currently number 5 on that list. Some good players have come through Temple recently. She's number 6 in rebounds. She was a 4-year starter. Helped lead them to the best stretch in team history. That was when they were just rolling. They won 25 straight games at one point, 3 conference titles. They won the 75 games total, I believe, during Candice's tenure there, and that was when Dawn Staley was coaching. They were nationally ranked for 27 straight weeks, but Candice was a 2-time A10 Player of the Year, 2-time Big Five Player of the Year, 2-time All-Defensive Player of the Year for the A10. She's the most outstanding player in the A10 tournament and was inducted into the Temple Hall of Fame in 2016, Big Five Hall of Fame in 2018. She actually did make it as high as a 3rd-team All-American while at Temple, and then went on to be a stud in the WNBA, becoming a 7-time All-Star, won a championship. But Candice Dupree is today's Women's Big Five Hall of Fame spotlight in honor of Women's History Month, in honor of March Madness, but one of the best to ever play, men or women, on North Broad Street. Candice Dupree, today we salute you. On this day in 2000, Temple won the Atlantic 10 tournament. In 2004, St. Joe's got knocked out of the A10 by Xavier despite being undefeated heading in. And in 2017, Villanova won the Big East tournament. We'll continue to watch the Eagles free agency tracker. Hopefully the next move, or the next domino, I guess you could say, to fall will be Mekhi Becton. But let me know your thoughts. Are we entitled as Philly fans? Do we have any reason or business being entitled as Philly fans? 267-495-8531. That'll get you in. Remember, haters are going to criticize everything you do or don't do. Block them out. Do the thing. We will be back home tomorrow from the home studio. Looking forward to it. It's going to be way more comfortable. Not going to have people staring at me. Not going to have to deal with the lady setting up breakfast in the morning. But it's been a great trip. Thank you for bearing with me as we're here dealing with the distractions we normally don't have. But this has been This Day in Philly Sports History for March 11th, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Tuesday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.